Whatever happens to Tesla stock this morning, the Cybertruck is probably the most amazing new light vehicle ever introduced. And that should be the headline. It is unique in so many more ways than the obvious look and build, but you wouldn't know that from what the folks are reporting. I'm kind of reminded of the only car that I ever purchased without any plan at all, just drove by a showroom, walked in and bought it. And that was the original year, the first year out for the Acura. The car had so many unique features, so many crazy things that nobody had ever done before. I was overwhelmed by the presentation and bought it on the spot. This truck, way more. The list of things that are unique, special, and different, and really good features and benefits that any truck lover would love to have is so long that I can imagine lots and lots of folks like me that are impressed by that kind of thing would do the same thing. They would just buy it on the spot based on the incredible improvements. But no, that's not what you're seeing in the articles so far from the journalists on. But you know, that's the old journalism, and these folks hate Elon Musk and they hate Tesla. But the new generation of journalists, they're just beginning, and already there's articles out. We'll talk about one in just a minute. Anyway, we're going to be looking at the markets. The markets are down this morning, actually flat to down, maybe taking a breather after a very strong month in November. But some are saying that maybe this will be the top for the year. People talked about the Santa Claus rally, and maybe this is it. And maybe we've had that Santa Claus rally and it's going to be flat in December. And then even going into next year, don't know if that's true or not. Haven't really thought that far out yet, but I'll think about that and let you know what I think later. Bonds opening also flat at 4.34. Tesla down this morning around 3%, 2.5%, somewhere like that. But the rest of the Mag 7 is also down, not that strongly, but down. This is Randy Kirk. Would you please hit like? Always got to remember to hit that like button and then hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm kind of shocked. And then hit notify. The notify button will remind you that later today, I have got Brian White probably calling in from Austin. Not 100% sure of that, kind of trying to catch him and find a way because I want to hear his feelings and his analysis. But then for sure, got Larry Goldberg on Good News Friday coming later this afternoon. And he was down there and he walked the factory and did everything else. So I'm very excited to hear what he has to say. And then tomorrow, I got Brian Wang coming on. He's got stuff that has nothing to do with the Cybertruck launch, but has a lot to do with Tesla and a surprising thing that he came across. We were just talking generally yesterday. He said this out loud. And I went, Brian, we need to get that on the air. That's exciting. So can't wait till we have that conversation, which should be on Saturday morning for you all. Then, of course, lots and lots of folks now are starting to, even though the price is up to $25 huge dollars, people are still buying the bottle opener. This is a great product too. I mean, it's unique and special, just like the Cybertruck. So place your orders now. $25 for one, $45 for two, $65 for three, and add $20 if you're outside the country. And please remember to put either stainless steel or camo, depending on which one you want. And yeah, that's what you need to do. Send that money to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. All right, let's get into this news because there's way more. There was no way I could bring you all the news that was worthy of being reported this morning because there's just so much of it. So I tried to pick and choose those that I thought would be the most interesting to you today. So for those investors out there, those people on Wall Street, those, the big investing class, those people that are somewhat interested in Tesla, buy sometimes, don't buy sometimes, and are moving the market negative this morning. A lot of those people are headline readers, and maybe they read the first paragraph of the article. They wouldn't be excited. They wouldn't be excited about yesterday if they didn't watch the program, if they didn't watch the 20-minute video from yesterday. The articles so far, they're boring. They concentrate on the negatives, are maybe just getting the news out. I mean, this is no surprise. The surprise to me was that there was so much typical misinformation type articles, such as the one that suggested that this is going to be a vehicle just for the moneyed folks who don't care about the fact that the car might be less safe when hitting pedestrians, really. And that Elon, in the program yesterday, encouraged drivers to engage in fights, but that they could never lose a fight if they got into an accident with another vehicle, and that this was Elon encouraging people to do that. Oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up. Well, somebody did. So far, I'm not finding articles that compare prices with specs, make comparisons with other similarly equipped vehicles, which there are none, but you can come close. And when you do that, you find out the prices, yeah, right in there, right exactly where those other trucks are that are similar in capability. But they don't give us the massive list of things that the vehicle can do that are completely new to the automotive world. Where are the journalists? Well, maybe they'll show up in a few days, but the new journalists are already out there. Well, this morning, I'm finding a CNBC article actually that is only mildly negative in tone, and a TechCrunch article that does provide a fairly long list of the features and benefits, but nowhere close to all the cool stuff that's on the truck. The article says, though, that the 48-volt systems are already available on VW and Mercedes. Can you guys help me? I didn't have time to research that. Let me know in the comments below. Is that true? Does Mercedes? I mean, I know that the whole line is not 48 volt, and I know that the Volkswagen whole line is not 48 volt. Are they offering them on some vehicles? Because I really got the impression that there's nothing out there for 48. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to remember to research this later. So Road and Track was businesslike, but really short on the details. I was thinking Road and Track, of anybody, would be like slobbering over all these crazy new things that are happening on this car. The New York Times headline says that the Cybertruck enters a crowded market. Oh, really? A crowded market of what? There's a couple, 3 other Cybertruck, fully electric trucks on the market, but they've all done not so great. Even Rivian is not making very many vehicles. Anyway, Reuters was businesslike, but short. The Wall Street Journal had another article out this morning that takes the point of view that the Cybertruck is all about marketing, but not profits. It says, well, if the truck only sells 250,000 units, it will be a success. I'm saying, actually, that if the truck sells only 250,000 units, that'll be a successful product, and it will contribute nicely to the bottom line. But if it goes to 500,000, this is going to be a serious contributor at 35 billion in business, about the same as a million Model Ys. If it gets to 1 million, which is possible, unlikely maybe, but it could get to 1 million. It wouldn't be shocking. Well, that would be a serious business at $70 billion in sales. Well, meanwhile, I'm looking forward to the YouTube influencer videos that we know are coming. There is one out already. I'll be talking about that in a second here. Jeff Lutz says that after walking one of the, that's on the Jeff Lutz on X, he says, he walked one of the production lines. I can safely tell you, number one, mostly robots, almost no people on the line. Didn't see all operations, but most. He says, number two, they are not hand-built, as some that have not toured the factory would have you believe. Tesla seems to have taken another step forward in automation. Then Best of Tesla. Here's that one that talks about this YouTube that's out. He says, according to Lars Moravi from Tesla, the Cybertruck will be able to take 350 kilowatts from the V4 supercharger. A lot of great stuff in the Top Gear test drive of the car, especially with the interview with Lars and Franz. At the Top Gear said the handling puts all other pickup trucks to shame. This video is 40 minutes long. I didn't have a chance to watch it this morning. I will put the link in the description below so that you can go take a look at the entire 40-minute video. So then James Catt, he says he's at Tesla fan MTL. He says the average sales price of a new pickup truck in October 2023 in the US was $66,000. So he says, why are people upset that Cybertruck is priced at 72.5 after IRA? I mean, the fuel savings alone will close that gap in like 1 to 2 years. Never mind the fact that the CT is infinitely better. So Ford CEO Jim Farley promptly responded to the Tesla CEO, congratulating Musk and the Tesla team for their Cybertruck. Congrats, Elon Musk and Tesla team, Farley posted on X. Musk graciously accepted his fellow CEO's well wishes by responding with a grateful, thanks, Jim. Now, you know that these two CEOs have been in an appreciation business for some time now on social media, particularly as it highlights the respect between Musk and Farley. The two CEOs' rapport has been evident for some time, with Musk openly supporting Ford's EV strategy. In the past, earlier this year alone, Musk noted that Ford's overall EV strategy is smart and that the Lightning is seeing high demand. Well, that didn't age well because the Lightning is no longer seeing high demand, but it's not because there isn't a demand for an electric truck. It's because the Lightning didn't deliver the goods. Not a good enough product at a good enough price. Okay, that's it for the Cybertruck. I know you'll want more. We will have more later today with Brian White and with Larry Goldberg. Truflation is starting to worry me. We had another huge change today. It went from $2.87% increase to 3.12 in 1 day. I went through the details really quickly, and the increases were in food, non-alcoholic drinks, alcohol and tobacco, utilities, housing, clothing, and other. Now, it appears like this last one from a month or so ago, where there was not just a daily adjustment. It looks like maybe they added more content, more information. They made some big adjustment. I don't know. I again, didn't have time to really get into the details. On the one hand, if that's true, you want to applaud them for gathering more data and making the information, therefore, apparently more likely to be true. But at the same time, it begs the question of whether it's been false in the past, and then how can we trust it in the future? So it's just making me crazy, because this is a very good way that we've been able to track the thing, but I don't know if I can continue to trust them. What do you think? Should I continue to trust them? I'll be looking at their blog, etc. I'll even send them a note on X this morning asking whether there's been more data added, and how many more times are we going to see dramatic change like this in a single day. Anyway, yesterday, pending home sales were announced. They dropped to a record low, and people were aghast. People were like, oh my gosh, the end of the world. Well, it's absolutely no surprise. There is just nothing available to sell, but you've heard me say that before. It's no surprise at all. The number might rebound a little bit next month, because there's been mortgage rates have been coming down, and maybe a few more people will put their house for sale. But I really don't expect much increase in the pending home sales. I don't expect much increase in actual home sales, and not even in the spring. There's just not any inventory. Now, with the interest rates coming down, maybe a half a point more between now and the spring, maybe more people will put their house for sale, and maybe we'll see more. I don't know. But the number of homes being sold is not really critical to the economy. The number of new homes being sold, the number of new homes being built, that's critical to the economy. Those are the numbers we want to pay attention to. And, okay, I'm done with that. Okay, so where's Tesla trading now? Let's see what's happened as the market has had a chance to digest things a little more. Let's start with Tesla, as we always do. Tesla is now down 2%. The NASDAQ down 0.31. The Dow is up slightly at 0.09 up, and the S&P is down 0.09 down. The Magnificent Seven are now mixed. Well, not very mixed. Only 2 are in the green. The rest are down, like Meta's down 1.3, Microsoft down 0.71. So Tesla's down the most, but it's not dramatically down. So this is at least partially due to the fact that maybe we are seeing this a little bit of a move out of the tech and out of the Magnificent Seven into the broader market. Again, seeing this morning, again, the Dow is actually up with the NASDAQ down. I think we have to broaden the base. When I say have to, I mean there's a psychological likelihood that this is going to happen as people move some of their money into the value stocks that have not moved yet. It's like, okay, it's like the bonds. What I was saying about the bonds 2 months ago, 5 is it. Psychologically, that's it. 5%. People are going to start buying those bonds and trying to lock in those rates and lock in the opportunity for the increase. Same thing with the value stocks. People are going to lock in lock in the buybacks like General Motors just offered. They're going to want to buy back. They're going to lock in the dividends at these high rates and then potentially ride up the increase in the underlying stock. It's got to happen. I think psychologically we're going to be seeing this. Let's put those numbers into dollars here. Tesla is down $4.87. The Dow is up $40. The NASDAQ down 43, and the S&P down $3. All right, now let's. Oh, and the Cathie Woods are also somewhat mixed, mostly in the green actually this morning because I think bonds continue to go down. Let's go take a look at that right now. Just a second here. I'm lost. Here we go. Okay, I'm fumbling this morning. Oh, Sandra Day O'Connor just passed away. Oh my goodness, we're losing the 90-year-olds like crazy this week. The last couple of weeks. All right, let's see here. We have got here we go. Hello. We've got the Bitcoin up 600 this morning, now into the 38s, 38,340. We have got the dollar edging up slightly. Fed Chair Powell is commenting maybe right now or maybe later this morning. We have got gold up $4.90 at 20.43. We have oil up 22 cents, but still fine at $76.18. I'm thinking, based on everything I'm hearing, oil could go down more. It kind of depends on how rough this winter is. Natural gas also down. Copper up slightly, up almost 1%. And then the bonds, yes, definitely down, but slightly. So it's still sitting at 4.344 this morning. As you know, I expect it to go solidly down to 4.25 and then maybe cross that line and go down to 4.0 before long. I'm sorry, the 2-year and the 2-month, let's see here. The 2-month is also down a little bit, but basically flat. The 2-year is down to 1.5 basis points. So that is closing the gap more. 4.344, 4.7. We are now down to 3.5 basis points between, is that 3.5? No, I'm sorry, 35 basis points between the 10-year and the 2-year. So that gap has been narrowing for the longest time. It was 50 basis points, so now down to 35. We might see that gap continue to close. We'll see. I still can't quite figure out the overall psychology of that gap right now, although I've given you some ideas in the past. Back to a quick look at Tesla is now down $5.21. It is tending slightly up. Yeah, it's the highest, right around the highest it's been this morning at $5.21 down. All right, so once again, a reminder to watch later today where I think I'll have Brian White, and then certainly tonight, Good News Friday. I mean, I'll have some kind of a program at noon. Maybe I'll dig into that YouTube video that's out and some other potential things that are breaking on Cybertruck if I can't find Brian White. Larry Goldberg will almost certainly be on with me tonight. I think he's still down in Austin, but he might have flown home. Either way, I think Larry will be on. It's what he said anyway, and we'll be talking way more about Cybertruck as the day progresses. And then tomorrow, Brian Wang, believe me, you're going to want to see that show tomorrow morning. He's got a piece of breaking news that I never thought of, and I was blown away when he told me. So you want to hit notify to make sure you see that. Hit like, hit subscribe. You got to hit. Did you know you have to hit subscribe in order to hit notify? Yeah, that's how it works. Okay, let's see. And then you want to join Patreon, and you want to join Patreon so you can get one of these. Well, you want to join Patreon because every day, well, not every day, but most days, like yesterday, I put out news as it breaks during the day. And that news is pretty interesting. And usually it's the kind of news that might move the market. Now, I know a lot of you are long-term traders. You're not in and out, but some of you are trading on a regular basis, on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. And those kind of news articles sometimes are the things that I would have traded off of when I was doing my day trading. So anyway, and you can get one of these for free if you join at the $10 level. So that's a possibility. And right now, by the way, you can join 7 days for free. It's a test drive of my Patreon channel, which is almost as cool as a CT. Okay, or you can buy these. I just gave you all the numbers. I don't need to go through them again, but they're very cool. And the people that are buying them, the people that have received them, a lot of them are buying more. That's very good news that when you get this, it is so much cooler than you even thought that people are actually placing reorders. All right, let's see. Oh, as I usually do, let me just take one more gander. Yes, Tesla is continuing up. There is a trend line in the positive direction, down $4.64 now. Who knows where Tesla might end up today? I'm not predicting it'll end up in the green today, but it could. Anything is possible. That's all I got for you. It's been great talking to you.